Yolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and welcome to another basic video for our newest players in this game. And today I really want to give you a little overview of how to play. If you just got started, then you should get at least a little overview of all the things you have to do in this game in the beginning, and later on you can watch the other videos and then see on details what to do. But before I get started, I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet, but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. And when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications, so you will be notified when another video comes out. But let's have a look at this game now. It's a very, let's say, demanding game where you have tons of stuff to do, but you will always, and that's the main rule in this, you will always have to set priorities. You will always have to decide what is most important for you, because doing everything at once is something you really only can do if you have a vast amount of time that you can spend on this game. And so it's a priority thing for you, definitely. And with rising levels in this game, more and more will come into this game for you, and their prioritizing will be the main thing. And the main cardinal rule, I'm not wearing the t-shirt today, unfortunately, but is this game is a marathon and not a sprint. So don't try to get everywhere as fast as you can. That sometimes can be a mistake, and that's another thing I will definitely mention today. But there are different parts in this game where you can bring your gameplay further. And it starts with buildings. And on the bottom right, and today I will mention the buttons as well, because it's a video for really new players in this game, so they know what they find. If you start the game, you usually see your station or whatever. On the bottom right, there's the exterior button, and if you click that, you see the outside of your station. And if you click on the station itself, you will see the inside. And there you can see different buildings. Of course, I'm on level 55 at the moment here on the server, and so there are a lot more buildings than what you will see. But if you click one of those, and you see there are still parts where I can build something later on higher levels, or when they introduce new stuff. If you click on one of those buildings, you see something like this. There's information on what this building does for you, but there's also information what you need to upgrade this building. In this case, it's par steel and titanium, but it will be a lot of materials as well. And on the blue upgrade button, you also see how long it will take. In the beginning, it will be a very quick thing. In my case, many things will take longer. But if you look at one of the new ones, you see in 7 minutes that will be ready. It will not be that expensive. And you always have another button where you can instantly pay for it. Then you will pay Platinum for the materials and for the time. But that button I never use. But if you click the upgrade button, and the game wouldn't have issues at the moment, then you could see something else. Oh boy, the game is acting up again quite a lot at the moment. But something else that is quite good that I can show you, on the top right where you see your avatar. If you click that and go to settings, and go to general, and scroll down. There you see something, the second from the bottom, that's localization, and there's a clear button. If you click that clear button and click yes, the cache will be emptied. And that in most cases, when you have an issue in the game, when it not completely freezes, then you have to restart the device. But if you have an issue like I had, that something is not working in the game, you often can repair it by just clearing localization, and you see that the buttons changed. Because if you started one of those upgrades, you can click help when you're a member of the alliance, of any alliance, and the other alliance members can click help. You see it on the top right there, where it says help all, and those hands in the purple circle. This is when somebody else clicks that, they help you, and if you click that, you help other members of your alliance building, researching, repairing ships and everything. The important part here is one more thing I wanted to show you. If you click on the building you're building at the moment and you have speed ups, you can speed that up. But in this case, you see the last 5 minutes are free to speed up. And so you can do it without using the speed ups in here as well. So we do another upgrade, and then I can show you the speed ups. First of all, it's ask for help, and then you can click speed up. And if you have speed ups, you can use them. And if I use the 5 minute speed up, we get into the free range again, and then speed it up. But the buildings in general, because you can build a building, it doesn't mean you should build a building. And we get to that when we go to the other stages, because building your buildings in the station is just one thing. And the ops, that's the central building here, is always deciding what you can build. Often your research will be decided by your level overall and your R&D department. I have videos on all the different buildings, so I will not go into the details here. But the level you have is always depending on the operations center here, and that is shown somewhere. And that will often decide what you can do, but it will decide about your enemies you have to kill for certain dailies we talk about later, and so on. And so it's not always the wisest thing to speed up the operations level as soon as you can. There's much more to do in this game anyway. We go to this, back to the system. You will start the game with one ship, that's the Rialta. In my case, it's a different one, but we take it out of the station now. And with this ship, you will fly around in the galaxy. You will fight hostiles. In this system, there are no hostiles, but the hostiles are the red triangles you see everywhere, and just go to the ones I'm hunting at the moment, not on that level, but that's the Romulans. Those red triangles you see, you will have to hunt a lot in this game, and those are your computer enemies and the in-game enemies. And that is another big part what you will do with your ship. You can build more ships in the future. There, if you click on the ships on the bottom right, left, on the top left, oh my God, non-native speaker, if you haven't heard that already. There will be a list of ships that's coming in the future for you. I can build a lot of those yet, but you start with the Rialta. The next one will be the Orion Corvette, then the ESC Fortunate, and so on and so on. And you will build more ships in this game. And about every ship that you will build in the near future, there is a video on this channel as well, if you're interested how to do that. Always have a look in these videos. You also need them for some other stuff we will talk about later. And then to be able to have a ship out, you need officers. So there are tons of officers in this game. You have to recruit over time and to upgrade. And this is another important thing, because the officers also decide how strong you will be and how strong your ship will be. So it's another thing where you have to work on. And there are important crew combinations for certain tasks, which make a lot of sense, because on some hostiles you will see this combination works, this combination doesn't, and on the next kind of enemy suddenly the crew that didn't work on the other now works here, and the other crew doesn't work anymore. That's why the crew combinations are so important, and that's why I have several crew videos as well on this channel. But that's something that you will concentrate as well, and you will recruit via this recruit section here, how this works, and the different recruit parts. There are also videos, and if you're really a new player on this game, you might want to have a look into the details later after seeing this little overview video. Then there's also research. On your base, you have an R&D facility as well. And this is needed for research. And you will always see that a certain level of this is required for research. And the way I just used to click on the building and click on research there is the way you can go to look at research when your research queues are full. Because as you've seen with the building, you have certain slots for buildings and for research. You can see that by the symbols. And then you, if they are full, you still can have a look at research by clicking on the R&D department and by clicking research on the bottom, and then you get the research again. In the beginning, you will not see as many as you see now, usually, or if you see some of those, you cannot access them all because your level is not good enough in the beginning to do something there. You can access, but you will not be able to do them. And there are different kinds of research, and research is often neglected, although research is often much more important for your strength and the power of your ships than your level that you have. People often just look at the level and want to upgrade their ops and upgrade their ops and upgrade their ops and neglect the research. And in many, many cases, the research is even more important than getting the next bigger ship. You can have a smaller ship and be much stronger than other players because you completed all the research. So do not neglect your research and storm through building, because that's something I know from other games as well. People always do. They want to build up their castle. They want to build up their ops here. And they are not strong enough to do that, because there's one more thing that you do every day, and that is your dailies. They are daily goals. If you click on this yellow exclamation mark on the bottom left, there you have missions, away teams, and daily goals and field training. And the daily goals are what they are, daily goals. And there are certain things you have to do every day. And a part of it is hunting hostiles of a certain level. And some of those depend on your reputation with a faction, but they are general ones that depend on your ops level. And if you upgrade your ops too fast and your ship is not strong enough for your ops level, then you will not be able to hunt those enemies because they're far too strong for you. If you neglected your ship and your research, you will not be able to do your dailies. I will not go into the deep details here as well, because there's a video on that as well. But that's another part of what you have to do every day. And we come back here later again. And there are also daily events. If you go to the event section on the top right, there are the ARC events. We have an ARC at the moment that's Gorn Invasion Part 2, but there are also daily events you should concentrate on. And there you see that you later have reputation events when you are with working on the big factions, the Federation, the Klingons and the Romulans. But there are also other daily events that run for a certain time. You see this runs for another 57 minutes. There are officer events, there are ship upgrade events, there are research events, there are building events and so on. And those you should have a look every day too. And then below the events you see this claim button. There are some chests, and there you get daily gifts. Some are dependent on you doing your daily goals, but others are just daily gifts, like here in the chest with the 10-minute free chest and the 4-hour free chest and the 24-hour free chest. If you play on a desktop, there's one of those. I got the normal 24-hour free chest is there, and if you play on a desktop, there's a second one. And here I got some, ignore the Bajoran favor, that's something for later, but those you can claim. And if you complete your dailies fully, you get 7-day loyalty chests, and in the end 30-day loyalty chests. And so here you can claim stuff every day as well. And then you've already seen this in the daily events. At some point you will start working on your reputation with the 3 big factions, because we have this blue here, that's the Federation, we have this green, that's the Romulans, and we have this red, that's the Klingons. If you want to go to the systems without being attacked, you need to have them in a good mood. But the factions will also, in time, when you're working on this reputation, bring you certain ships. They will bring you other advantages. They will bring you officers. And so you have to work on that too. I will not go into details either, because I just a few days ago made another reputation event video, but about the factions themselves. I made several videos, so look out for that playlist as well. I just want to say they are there, and after the first time you will play a little bit until you can reach those areas, and then you will get started with the factions as well. You could see that with this small overview that there's a lot to do in this game already, and if you have no clue how to really start or whatever, the best thing is always something the game starts with, and that's the missions. And that's why I said we come back to this yellow exclamation mark, because up there is missions, and here you will have some missions in the beginning. There are some missions that are kind of the main storyline of missions that runs through the whole game, that there will be new ones with every ops level, or they will continue when your ops level rises. But as I said, don't do that too fast. There's a video in one of my playlists called "Don't Do My Mistakes." When I played for the first time, I did the same. Everybody always does, upgrading ops, upgrading ops, upgrading ops. Don't do that. And you will do missions here, and you start with that. What you saw the missions with Geordie when the whole game started for you in the kind of tutorial. And so if you don't do what to do next, always have a look at the missions, and you will find a lot of more missions throughout the galaxy while you're traveling around and while you're exploring the systems that you can't look into. All mine here are white, but you will see that yours are still gray until you flew there for the first time. And in many you will find missions, and how if you want to do how those missions work and so on, there's also special videos in my playlists. But whenever you don't know what else to do at the moment, do your missions, and they will sometimes also guide you through your building stuff, your research stuff, and that will get your gameplay going as well. But there's a lot of other things to think about in the missions and the factions and so on that I don't want to include in this video. That's why I have separate videos for those. But this was supposed to be a little overview of what you have to expect in the beginning of the game, and what this game is set together with. And so I hope I could give you a little overview with that if you are a completely new player in this game and just started, to know what things you have to look at and what to take care of. If you have questions about this or questions in general, I regularly read the comments here. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.